Hey friend, this is the Fresh Princess of Email Marketing speaking. You are listening to episode 23 of the Email Sound Booth podcast. Lucky me. Now today I do want to get a little serious and talk about email and the world, right? I mean, we live in such a modern world that is so connected. It's really important nowadays to ensure our business is aware and adjusting when certain current events occur, right? Natural disorder. Let me start over. I meant to say natural disasters and social injustices, war, elections, etc. All of these things, they do affect us. They affect our customers, our potential customers, the economy, and sometimes they should affect when and how you do business. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm very much a person that lives on the positive side of things. And I believe it was an old Warren Buffett quote that says, when people get scared, I get greedy. So this isn't an excuse to stop doing business, but it definitely is sort of a yield sign, a yellow light, that when there's a natural disaster or something like that that affects a large segment of your subscribers or something around the globe that you know is weighing heavily on your audience as a whole, we do need to slow down. You do have the responsibility, absolutely, as a business owner, to take these things into consideration when it comes to your email marketing efforts. So here's a few examples so you can see what the heck I mean, what I'm talking about. So I've got a buddy from doyouevenblog.com, Pete McPherson, and he was doing this very big launch, right? It was, I think, his biggest course to date. It was something like a $4,000 thing, on how to teach evergreen funnels to folks. And the day of his launch was also the day that Russia announced the invasion of Ukraine. So I remember I was in a mastermind with this guy. He was freaking out, and like, what do I do? Is it insensitive to keep rolling? I really need this cash. I've been building up, he had the pre-launch where it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. And now all of a sudden it's here, but also is this incredibly monumentous, uh, global event, right? So what the heck is a guy to do? So Pete and I and our other mastermind members, we decided, ultimately he decided, right? I take a little too much credit. He decided to go ahead with the launch, but he was going to curb his expectations around engagement and sales simply because the world seemed to have, turned its head around to watch and discover what was about to happen. But he did go ahead with his launch because he is from the United States. The majority of his audience, they had been waiting for this. And, at the end of the day, I believe he believed it wasn't going to end anytime soon. And he still had, he has to feed his family. Like I said, it is your responsibility as the business owner to be aware and to adjust when necessary. But also as the business owner, I know that you have a lot of responsibilities, to the people and things that are around you when you turn off your computer, right? So that's the first case. I had another very close friend named Chelsea Brennan, and she had a membership for moms that wanted to get their finances together for their family. And she had this big membership challenge, which, of course, in the back end, it was a challenge. And at the back end, she was going to promote her membership. And this was also around the time of the George Floyd, what should I call it? It's just tragedy, right? So she decided, because it was such an intense, close to home, close to heart incident, on top of many other incidents that were happening at the time and have happened for generations, right? She postponed the challenge altogether. Of course, if people said, hey, where's the challenge? What's going on with the membership? She let them in, but she wasn't doing any active promotion. In fact, she emailed her audience and said, hey, in light of recent events, I'm, very much in my feelings, tormented by this situation. So I'm just going to call it off for now. So that was the right move for her business, and her audience, right? And now let's talk about a more recent event. I'm recording this October 11th, 2024. There was 2 major hurricanes in the Gulf of Mexico that affected the southeastern side of the United States. We also have an election going on right now that's very heated in the United States. There's just, and, on top of all the wars that are going on, right? The world at the time of this recording is a heavy place. Oh, yeah, I didn't even mention, I think we're in a recession. There's just a lot going on, right? And so the plan was, and if you're not watching this on YouTube, I'll just point and tell you, I have an entire year, my entire 2024 mapped out. And the week before October started, I was supposed to be working on daily emails. So sending my audience starting October 1st, sending them daily emails to prep for Black Friday to get more top of mind, more credibility, etc., etc. Now, with everything happening, I just felt, it wouldn't be prudent, right? It just didn't feel right to me to start, not bombard, but start to amp up my emails in a time when a lot of people are feeling overloaded, right? So what I did instead was actually start this podcast for the people that want the content, want to hear from me every day, and, can do so in a very easy format, right? In this, press play, go on a walk, do the dishes, drive carpool, whatever it is you're doing right now. So I was able to switch up my strategy, still have daily content, and, still be aware that a lot of my audience is overloaded right now. I will say I am also planning on, I'm not completely canceling the daily emails. I've also delayed them. So starting mid-October, probably around the time you're listening to this, I will have implemented and started the daily emails. So let's sum that up. There's no right way to do things when it comes to this stuff. But experts, email marketing experts, they really do agree. And I'm talking big experts in big tech and work with corporations, right? All the way down to you and me. We as business owners and email marketers can no longer and should no longer ignore what's going on in the world. There's no such thing anymore as business as usual when we live in this modern global society and, we have modern global events and issues coming, right? Of course, you are the business owner. It's up to you to decide what's right for you. You could do like my buddy Pete and continue on, but curb your expectations because people are distracted. Or you can take a step back entirely like Chelsea did. Postponing emails and, changing my strategy from daily emails to daily podcast episodes like I'm doing in 2024 around Black Friday. That's also an option for you. And last, something I haven't brought up is a simple acknowledgement of events and shifting your tone may be enough, right? Maybe you're starting a challenge, a major hurricane hits, a very large area that your audience is in. Maybe don't send an email, woohoo, it's finally here. I've been waiting for this day forever, right? Maybe we change the tone. We say, hey, the challenge is here. I know there's a lot going on in the world right now, and maybe you can't make the challenge the way I thought, but I'm going to press on because I know at the same time these terrible things are happening, you have mouths to feed. Okay, let's go. Or what, you have goals to achieve. Okay, let's go, right? So, honestly, I want you to trust your gut with this. And when in doubt, you can always go into our Email Sound Booth Facebook group. Oh my gosh, there's so many smart cookies in there that will help you, you know, figure out what to do. Gauging the collective is always a really good answer. And I'll put that in the show notes. I'll put the link to the Facebook group. Okay, and if you'd really like help, email marketing membership for $9 a month is always here for you, right? Not only do we discuss this type of thing all the time in our live Q&As, I also have a template directly for this thing, for when the world feels daunting and you have no clue what to do with your email list in quote unquote times like these, right? That's $9 a month, link in the show notes, right? Okay, that is it for today. As always, come back and share in the reviews of this podcast how this episode helped you today. And I really do hope this one did help you. It's not a topic talked about enough, but it's really, really necessary. All right, I'm Liz Wilcox. You are awesome. And I'll meet you at the next episode of the Email Sound Booth.